or the Progressive Nation lineup in general. I mean, the first level is I wanted to do a kind of package tour or festival tour for musician-oriented or progressive-oriented bands. I've been talking about that with my manager and agent for 10 years now, been wanting to do it. And we kept saying, you know, one day we'll do it, one day we'll do it. So that was the first level. The second level was that we had been talking about Dream Theater and Opeth doing a tour together many, many years. And finally, the timing seemed to work out. We were on the road, and they had their new album going to be coming out next spring. So the the teaming up started with Opeth jumping on to our tour in the spring. It started as just the two of us, and then that's when I went to our manager and said, look, we have already us and Opeth together. Let's expand it and get this thing off the ground and actually do, the first annual package. And, I came up with the name Progressive Nation and picked some other bands that I thought were doing some really cool stuff. And that was kind of the origins of the tour.
It's nice to start promoting our new album and that kind of stuff, which is, it's cool to play the new songs, but also it's a big honor for us to play with the Dream Theater, and I think it's going to be a nice, as far as I know, it's like theater kind of, venues, which I think it's going to be very nice.
Are you guys used to seated venues? I wonder how
we did
your
a tour
audience,
like that actually.
And your audience is cool with that?
Yeah. Our audience, they stand. They might as well sit down.
Well, I know half of your audience loves to just sit and take it in.
Yeah.
But then you also have the metal part of your audience
of course,
that wants the mosh pit.
But to be honest, I don't really, I appreciate them listening to the songs. It's a seated audience. It's not a problem for me. It was like when you're playing like a heavier song or something, and you headbang and you're kind of looking out, expecting to see like a sea of people going insane, and they're just like sitting down. But it's it's all right. It doesn't matter. That's what it used to be back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, I prefer seated venues because we play so long, and I feel bad when I look out into the audience. Like, even though Dream Theater is only going to do 90 minutes on this tour, the whole show is going to be a very long experience. So you want people to be comfortable if they had to stand for 4.5, 5 hours, which in some venues like New York City, unfortunately, is a standing venue. So it's going to be a long night in some cities, but for the most part, the seated venues, I think, will make the whole experience more comfortable to take in. So are you guys going to do, well, two questions. Are you going to do any or much new material? And B, are you going to shift your set to be less heavy or more heavy?
Well, it's one of the things we talked about, because me and Fredrik, we went to see you guys last time we played in Stockholm. And at that time, the tour was already done. We knew we were going to play you guys. And we were like, okay, what the fuck should we do? Because they're so, so amazing, you guys, so amazing musicians, and I think we're going to concentrate on brutality, actually.
See, I was
just
hoping,
have something to,
because you're going to make us sound like wimps.
No, that's the thing, because that's the only thing that we could, safely say outshine Dream Theater is because I can do the screams. I don't think James can do that.
We're in trouble.
So we're going to concentrate. We're going to do I think some of our heaviest songs, but we'll go for we're probably going to play some kind of calm songs, but it's no use for us to try and play like what we think is kind of the musician kind of buffs, like, oh, that sounds complicated, whatever. It's no use. We're just going to go for the heavy stuff that you immediately can headbang to.
Are you going to play much new material for the new album?
Yeah, I think we're playing one song at least. There's it's a pretty long song anyways, and I think we play for an hour or something. So we're doing at least one song. It's one of the heaviest songs on the new album. Might play more, but I think we've got nine albums. You want to try and cover. I'm sure you have the same problem. That's why you play for so long.
And the album won't be out, right? When does it?
No, it's out in June. I think early June.
So when we do Progressive Nation, it won't have been out yet.
No, just probably some snippets out, or maybe it leaked by this time.
Yeah.
But we're doing a couple of trying to cover as many albums as we can.
I know the problem, and you also have the same problem as us with such long songs.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's hard.
We don't really need to write set list, you know. Anymore, like, if we play 2 hours, we play like 9 songs or whatever.
Yeah, it's, with us, I mean, that's why we ended up doing the evening with Dream Theater for so many years, just because in order to cover the catalog and you're playing mostly 10, 15-minute songs,
Yeah,
you
but
need
that must have
3
killed
hours.
you.
It did. It did. That's why we stopped doing it. Yeah, that's why we need you guys to come help bail us out.
Yeah, because we did those 3 hours. It wasn't even 3 hours. It was like 2 hours, 45 minutes. It's horrible. And we started with like a song from the first album and then worked our way up to the last album, and at the time, which was Ghost Reveries. And those songs are much more complicated to play, and at that time in the set we were like really exhausted, and you're playing the like most difficult songs or whatever.
Although I find playing the difficult songs later is easier than opening with the most difficult songs.
No, I want to have them like second, third, you know, that kind of stuff. But at the end of the set, you know, I was exhausted. You know.
I know it. We did that for 5 years.
Yeah,
Man.
no way.
We just did it in Australia. We just came from Australia and we'd never toured down there. So we did the evening for them just to make up for lost time. And when we got off stage every night, it's like, how the fuck did we used to do this every night? Yeah. And there's bands that like Rush or, you know, even like the Rolling Stones or whatever play really, really long shows like that.
Yeah.
And they're 20 years older than us. I don't know.
But I guess they have, you know, like they have like to do a gig and then maybe a couple of days off or whatever. You know. So,
and I think their music is a little less intense.
Yeah, you don't, you know, playing Satisfaction. Whatever. I would have to say it's probably easier than playing Change the Seasons. So.